Chapter 2, Behind the Guru Curtain. Now you know a little bit about my story and my dream. I just wanted to help people with what I knew about life, however limited it was for a guy at my youthful age. It was a deep stirring within to share a message with others. That is how it began for me, an experience I wanted to voice and share with others, but no understanding of how to go about doing so. Perhaps you can relate. Maybe you have learned something about life or about business that you would like to share with others. You already know that mentoring others is a path to a meaningful life. A stirring within you to share your voice and your knowledge and your life's lesson is within you. But how can you make a real impact when you have to work so hard just to make an income in life? How can you get your message out there and really influence others in a deep and meaningful way? I lay awake in my tiny dorm room wondering about these questions for months after returning from the Dominican Republic. Then, one night, a messenger came to me and awoke something in me that transformed my life. That messenger, oddly, was a man on television. He was not a preacher or a televangelist, though he sounded at times as passionate and directive. He was a larger-than-life character who spoke a language about life that I seemed to understand. His name was Tony Robbins, and he had a message. You have unlimited personal power to live the life you desire and make a difference, and I can help you tap into it. I want to tell you right now that I know all this might sound silly. I am as distrustful of television and infomercial stars as anyone else. But this guy won me over. It was not just what he was saying, it was what he was displaying. He was helping people with what he knew about life. And I want to do the same thing in some way, though certainly not on television. That night, I bought his audio program called Personal Power 2, and because I wanted quick help, I paid for fast shipping. It was the second purchase I ever made on a credit card. I listened to that program over and over, often when I was driving home from college on a 3-hour drive over the Rocky Mountains. The concepts in the program were stunning for a young person to hear. You control your destiny. Step up. Make a new decision for yourself. Let your values guide you. Live with passion, he would say. I can say without hesitation that the program dramatically changed my life. In the years that followed, I listened to and read similar messages from the self-help and business world gurus, from Wayne Dyer and Deepak Chopra to Stephen Covey and David Bach to John Gray and John Maxwell. Most of these life and business experts had books, tapes, CDs, DVDs, seminars, and coaching programs that they sold to the public. I bought many of them and consistently did anything I could to improve my life and do well in my career and relationships. I was living a good life, guided by my 3 questions and the wisdom of those who were sharing their message with the masses. I suppose this is a common story, as these experts have helped literally tens of millions of people around the world improve their lives. But here is where I'm different and where your story and mine now intersect. The difference that brought me to this day and writing this book is this. When I listened to those leaders' voices, I always thought, why can't I be that voice of inspiration and instruction for people someday? How are these men and women getting their message out, helping people and building real relationships doing it? It was those questions that played in my mind as I left college and entered the real world as a different kind of expert and organizational consultant. For about 7 years, I worked for a global consulting company. I enjoyed it and advanced easily, but I didn't find that work to be my life's work. While collaborating with clients, I would often share my car accident story, and I started to notice that people were really connecting with me and my message the older I got. They would say, man, you got to tell that story to people. You should get your message out there. I would ask how, and they would say, well, the only way to get your message out there is to write a book or give a speech or do a workshop or put up a website or be a life coach or something like that. Everyone seemed to say the same thing. Become an author, speaker, coach, seminar leader, consultant, online advice guru. But no one knew how to do that. You certainly don't go to college for that, right? When I looked on the internet for advice on how to get my message out there, all I found was a hodgepodge of information on how to write a book or get on television or make money as a motivational speaker. But no one was talking about how to have a real, sustainable career helping people with valuable how-to information. Ultimately, the stirring in me to share the story of my accident was so profound and urgent that I left my cushy corporate job. I decided to jump wholeheartedly and perhaps foolhardily into what I then narrowly labeled as the guru industry. I was committed to sharing my message and figuring it out on my own with or without any training or credentials for doing so. Within a year, I followed in the footsteps of those who had come before me, those who had left a real job to go out and follow their dreams and share their important message with the world. And I got the same results as most of them. I promptly went broke. The sad truth about this world is that it's not set up to help people share their real voice and their real message. We're a society that does not adequately value mentorship or sharing life experience and lessons with others, so there's no career path for doing so. Helping other people with what we know is tragically discussed in our culture as a nice end-of-life activity that's best done between golf and sitting on the beach while living large off our 401ks. With no training and without a clue about how to share and profit from my advice and my how-to information for living a meaningful life, I fell into frustration and financial woes. I embodied the cliche of the poor, struggling writer, and I dug deeper and deeper holes of debt as I bought every book, audio program, and seminar ticket I could on the topics of becoming an author, speaker, coach, consultant, seminar leader, and online information marketer. An online information marketer is someone who sells their advice and their training and information online. Nothing was working. And by the end of my first year, I was turned down by dozens of publishers for what I felt was my life's message distilled into a parable, a novel about second chances called Life's Golden Ticket. My story is the unfortunate story of millions of people. We want to get our message out there, but have no idea how. But if there's one thing you should know about me, it's that when I have a vision for something, I have no problem dedicating myself to learning the how of making it happen. I'm a untiring and determined student and researcher, and I never let my dreams die in the daylight. So I immersed myself even more deeply into this odd world of becoming an expert. It was a lonely, frustrating, and expensive quest. I started combining everything I learned from all the disparate sources I could. I'd pull information I learned from a writer's conference, spin it with something I learned at a seminar for public speakers, add in something I learned about internet marketing, incorporate something I'd learned at a life coaching association meeting, and then mix it all up with what I saw the big game gurus in multiple industries and topics doing online and offline. If no one had connected the dots out there and thought of this as a real career in a real industry, then I would be the first. In the following year, just 24 months after deciding to jump into the expert industry, I started seeing massive results. Now, this is the part where I share my results with you. In doing so, I'm not intending to impress you, but rather to show you how fast things can change when you finally crack the code on positioning, packaging, and promoting your message intelligently and strategically in the marketplace. In those wild and joyful 2 years, I reached millions of people with my message and made over $4.6 million, inspiring and instructing people on how to improve their lives and share their own message. Within 3 years total, I became a best-selling author. Life's Golden Ticket was published by HarperCollins in 2007, a $25,000 per speech keynote speaker, a seminar leader who sells out every event, some at $10,000 a ticket, a life coach, a small business consultant with a multi-year waiting list, and an online information marketer who averaged around $2 million for every promotion I put online. I did all this working from home and without a single full-time employee. I had only a small team of contractors brought in on a project-by-project basis. In that same time period, I shared the stage with the Dalai Lama, Sir Richard Branson, Stephen Covey, Deepak Chopra, John Gray, David Bach, Jack Canfield, Debbie Ford, Brian Tracy, Keith Ferrazzi, T. Harv Eker, Paula Abdul, and the list goes on and on. I created articles, videos, audio programs, DVD home study course, and online training programs that have helped tens of thousands of people completely transform their lives and businesses. Global nonprofits and Fortune 500 companies started sponsoring my message, and now I couldn't contain my message even if I wanted to. This all sounds too incredible, I know. For many, it sounds out of reach. But you will soon discover that not only is it possible, and possible without a lot of resources or any employees whatsoever, but there is also a replicable system for starting all this. In coming chapters, I will share success stories with you from others who've achieved impressive results and helped thousands of people, and I will show you how it all adds up to millions of dollars fairly quickly. I succeeded so much in this expert space that people began asking me, Brendan, how did you do all this so fast? How in the world do you get a book out there or get hired as a speaker or do your own workshops or become a life or business coach or launch your programs online? Soon, I was so inundated with requests that I decided to create a training program for people starting out just like I had done. 27 people showed up to that first training. Today, thousands of people from around the globe travel to Experts Academy, the only comprehensive training program in the world for authors, speakers, coaches, consultants, seminar leaders, and online information marketers. To my amazement and deep appreciation, the marketplace and expert community celebrated the arrival of Experts Academy. For the first time ever, someone had connected the dots and approached the guru space as a real career in a real legitimate and service-based industry. My story came full circle in 2009. From those sleepless nights in college hoping to share my message with others to now being recognized as a leader in the expert community, I'd come a long way. I was soon asked to mentor my mentor and give back. In 2009, I was honored to step onto Tony Robbins' stage and inspire his audience of more than 2,000 people gathered in the Meadowlands. I also welcomed Tony onto my stage at Experts Academy. The student and his teacher had met up with one another and together helped thousands of people. As of this writing, Tony and many of the top self-help, relationship, and business experts in the world have all become my dear and trusted friends. Many have also become my clients, and many have also stepped onto the stage at Experts Academy to reveal for the first time in their careers exactly how they found and shared their message as well as built their businesses. All I ever wanted to do was share my message. Now I'm known as an expert at helping people become experts. And to my surprise, and with much humility, I've become the de facto leader and spokesperson for the expert industry. I share all this backstory because I want you to know that I've been where you are now. I've struggled to get my message out there too, but now I'm here to help you. I've trained thousands of people just like you on how to make a difference and a fortune with their advice, experience, and knowledge. You'd recognize many of my clients and alumni names. They are talk show hosts, radio personalities, well-known national and international celebrities, New York Times bestselling authors, famous speakers, elite online marketers, highly paid consultants, and national spokespersons. You've seen my students on Dr. Phil, Oprah, Rachel Ray, CNN, Fox News, and YouTube, as well as in the Wall Street Journal, New York Times, USA Today, Success Magazine, and pretty much every major media outlet in the world. What I'm even more proud of is all the experts I've trained that you may have never heard of. People out there right now sharing their advice and helping others succeed in hundreds of areas. Alumni and up-and-coming experts from my events are helping children succeed in school, women find jobs, baby boomers ready themselves for the next stage of their lives, new couples buy houses, loved ones deal with death and grief, doctors care better for their customers, obese people rediscover healthy lifestyles, small business owners do better marketing, professionals pass their certification exams, speakers learn how to own the stage better, wine lovers pick better wines, veterans start new careers, and the list goes on. What is possible for you and your message, if you haven't found it yet, don't worry, I'll help you, is likely beyond your imagination right now. That's because very few people have ever been exposed to the expert industry, and most people do not understand the world of the entrepreneurial expert. It is a new career choice for many and a very different way of thinking about work. In the next chapter, I'll begin pulling back the curtains on our lifestyle, and then in the following chapter, I will show you how you can join us. It's your time. All you have to do is decide if this is the right calling and opportunity for you. Let's get started.